Okay, the 40th running of the Sandy Barbados Gold Cup was held at the Garrison Savannah on Saturday. It was an evening showcasing the beauty and culture of Barbados, with a parade featuring the Barbados Police Service Band and performances from some of the country's top artists. In the end, Jalon Samuel extended his record for the most Gold Cup wins as a jockey to 6, guiding the 5-2 bet It's a Gamble to victory in 1 minute 50 and 1/5 of a second. The race was run over 9 furlongs.
Racing for the 2023 Sandy Lane Barbados Gold Cup is on its way to the roar of the crowd. Mohawk is the one who's fastest away from the gate. So with a mile to go, it is Mohawk who lays on the outside Bodie Tap. Renaissance Frolic is out early, so too is Vividly. Then on the inside behind horses, I can find American Diamond. Between horses is
It's a Gamble.
It's a Gamble. Then towards the outside, So Suave. The last pair are Tallahatchie Bridge and Brilliant News. A roaring crowd as they thunder around the paddock bend. The opening quarter, 24-1. And Mohawk will not have traffic as an excuse today. Sean Levy has Bodie Tap in second. Vividly and Rocco Boyner's third. Renaissance Frolic is on the outside of that one. Down the inside is American Diamond. Towards the outside, It's a Gamble. As they round the far turn and head up the hill, the opening half, 48-4. They head up the hill. They've just got over 3 furlongs to go. And it's still Mohawk. On the outside, Bodie Tap pressing the issue. It's a Gamble is there. Renaissance Frolic running a big race. Vividly is falling backwards as they come inside the quarter pole. And it's Mohawk trying to make all the running. Renaissance Frolic is running at him. And these two have separated themselves along with It's a Gamble. And there are no more turns. And Brilliant News gets a lovely letting on the inside. It's a Gamble on the inside. And on the outside, Tallahatchie Bridge is flying between horses. Right on the outside, Renaissance Frolic. It's a Gamble at Tallahatchie Bridge. It's a Gamble. A sure thing today. Wins it from Tallahatchie Bridge. So Suave came storming through. Renaissance really runs forth. And the last one home is Bodie Tap. The winner came home in 1:50.
Yeah, so an estimated crowd of about 15,000 at the Garrison Savannah watching the Gold Cup. And the Barbadians happy to have the Gold Cup back. The first one, or the last one before Saturday, would have been March 2020. So they waited 3 years for a Sandy Lane Barbados Gold Cup, and my, they loved it. And I have to say that the betting public were right on the money, because the 2 horses that finished first and second, It's a Gamble and a Tallahatchie Bridge, were joint 5-2 favourites. So yeah, the betting public knew what was going to happen.
Wasn't much of a gamble then, Lance.
Listen, that was supposed to be my joke. I thought about it.
I'm sorry.
So you wrecked it. And maybe you said it better than me, though. But I was thinking about that. I was like, it really was a gamble, because nobody actually, when we did the preview and whatnot, saw It's a Gamble, coming out to be so dominant and a favorite. But on the day, of course, It's a Gamble had other plans, and it's a big win for the trainer, Ramel Perkins Lavelle, who described his maiden Gold Cup win as a defining moment in his career, because, it puts him up there now, Lance, with the big boys. And of course, that's something that everybody wants to have under their belt. And then the jockey, Jalon Samuel, he's making this thing a regular now. It's his 6th Gold Cup win. And, it's a very, very special one for him as well. Yeah,
he had actually won it would have been 7 times that he passed the winning post in front, because he won the Gold Cup some time ago, but his horse was disqualified and placed either second or out of the frame. So that was hugely disappointing for him. But then he has won about 4 since that, or 4 or 5 since that. So Jalon Samuel, based in New York, most of the rides at Aqueduct and Belmont. A very, very impressive rider, only 29 years old. And the fans in Barbados love him. I think one of the reasons why It's a Gamble went off such a highly fancied horse was because of Jalon Samuel and how good a rider he is.
Yeah, and Lance, you talk about the Gold Cup being off the calendar for 3 years. Last time it was held was 2020, and there's the cultural aspect. Of course, so much of Barbados is culture on display. But this was a really good race.
Yes, it was.
I looked at the race and I thought to myself, this is fitting of being a Gold Cup race. Terrific race. And Patrick Husbands, as you pointed out to me this morning on Tallahatchie Bridge, probably got fortunate in the closing stages of that race to be able to sneak in on the inside and eventually finish in second position. But it was a really terrific race.
Yeah, and So Suave as well. So Suave was tipped to be one of the favorites, finishing third. You know, a lot of people would be disappointed because when we started doing the preview for these races, So Suave actually had the betting odds to finish as first place winner. But it's a gamble, did what they did and got the job done.
Yeah, if you notice, the leaders there are off the rails, and Patrick Husbands was 9th, then 8th, coming towards the final bend, and he was behind a cluster of horses. So while I watched the race live, I figured that he would have some traffic issues, even if he got Tallahatchie to surge forward in the end. But luckily for him, a lot of the front-running horses drifted off the rail and allowed Tallahatchie Bridge some racing room to come through in the middle. But I want to say one more thing about the Sandy Lane Barbados Gold Cup. It has never failed to attract globally big names to be actually present there at the Garrison Savannah watching. And Jeff Lifson, who is from the West Point Thoroughbred, owners of Flightline, this impressive horse, he was among the fans there at the Garrison Savannah watching the race. And for decades, the Garrison Savannah on Gold Cup Day is known for having really, really massive names in world horse racing. And Saturday was a continuation of the Sandy Lane Barbados Gold Cup, embracing and attracting the finest in thoroughbred horse racing.
Well, Lance, it definitely lived up to all what we expected. The glitz, the glamour, and of course the exciting race to top it all off. And, you know, we look forward to the next Sandy Lane Gold Cup, where we hope that, you know, we can of course continue to bring you coverage, build up, because I had a great time doing so. Well, let's head across now to interactive segment. So, we're nearing the end of today's show. You can follow us on Twitter at SportsMax Zone, for Instagram and YouTube, our handle SportsMax TV. Time for interactive. Let's take some reactions to Liverpool handing Manchester United their worst loss in Premier League history. Ed says, someone had to humble them and I'm glad it was them. Richard, my condolences to all the Manchester United fans. Critical Chris, it is what it is. Take the big L and move on to the next game. Nix, not even last year was it this bad. Scintillating Pet, happy to have witnessed it. Mahmood, still can't believe what happened yesterday. Will, things you love to see. Do we have any more? All right, Manchester United fan, you speak for yourself. You got lucky and you came off that segment.
Listen, as Eric Ten Hag said, it's time to reset and take it from there. That's all you can do. Of course it's humiliating. Of course it's embarrassing to lose 7-0 to your greatest rival. But at the end of the day, you have to look at where Manchester United is as a club in the rebuilding process. And the fact is, we are still going through the rebuilding process. Under Eric Ten Hag, he's done extremely well. We're third in the Premier League, still in the FA Cup, won the Carabao Cup. So there are so many positives that Eric Ten Hag and the team can look forward to. And that's what you have to do at this stage. You have to put that Liverpool defeat down as one bad performance. And as that man said, reset and let's go again.
Feel good?
I'm great. I am great. I'm great.
Well,
I'm not hurt by this, you know, Mariah.
I know.
I would be hurt by this if I thought Manchester United was not in a good place overall.
Yeah.
I think we're in a good place overall. Had one bad performance. Not even a bad performance. It was a terrible 45 minutes. Because it wasn't bad up to 45 minutes. Yeah. It's the last 45 minutes.
Just a result that looked bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why people hate Manchester United and their fans so much.
The same reason you hate us, Mariah.
But all I will say is we're out of time and I have to go. Only 90 minutes to talk to you. So you take care. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. With no hate for Manchester United.
A lot can happen in 90 minutes.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news, and entertainment.